Alright, I might as well get more into it. I took a longer break than that. So, where we last left off, well, Shion just went apeshit on the phone, so I can't tell what. Oh man, I'm just scarred for life right now. I can't even tell if she's alive or not. But aside of Rika, Satoko, the mayor missing, and I'm guessing. Oh well, fuck it, fuck. Demon away. Let's move on to chapter 12, shall we? Keiichi. Keiichi? Just leave him alone. His friends went missing. It must be really hard for him. Normally, my dad never shows me any consideration, but this time he actually did. Holy crap. Shouldn't Keiichi stay home from school for a while, too? I think it would be safer not to go until the police do something about this. Maybe. Compared to what could happen, taking a few days off wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh boy, I love days off. I wish it happened to my IRL stuff. Anyway, how is it logical not to close school during such a dangerous situation? What do those teachers think our children are? Mom and Dad were getting pretty riled up, but at this point I couldn't care less. Besides, that wasn't the only thing I couldn't care less about. The breakfast table, the food in front of me, the time and date myself, I really had no interest in anything. This feeling, it was like a dead fog in my mind. It felt like getting dizzy after taking strong medication. Keiichi, how are your studies going? You've gotten further than the other kids, haven't you? If you have, then you can take a few days off, alright? I didn't even feel like answering. True. Today was Thursday. Only 4 days had passed since the Watanagashi festival. Such a short time, and yet now things were completely different. Everything had changed. The tranquil village, bright and clear as if it were an Indian summer, had undergone a total reversal. People were made to disappear every night, and we couldn't even relax when walking out in broad daylight. The village had become a world of fear. I had no right to curse this outcome. After all, the one responsible for everything was me. Here we go, more guilt building up. That night, I couldn't resist my honestly tiny little and incredibly stupid curiosity and broke the taboo. This isn't somewhere we should be going, is it? Let's not. It's a crime to force your way into a locked building, even if you don't steal anything. Shion, now that you know they weren't having some secret rendezvous, you've had enough, right? I don't want to do something like this. What if Rika-chan's dance ends while we're messing around here? I prated on as I took the lock from Tomotaki-san's hands and put it back on the door. I'll forget everything I saw here, so come on. Let's go, let's go. Takano-san was fretting, but I pushed her away. Tomotaki-san grinned painfully. Shion's shoulders drooped as if to call me an idiot. Even so, I didn't care. I pushed everyone farther and farther away. Rika-chan's dance was still going on. Then at last, her dance was brought to a close with a roaring applause. I too, until my hands turned red. I clapped, and I clapped. Oh boy, we got a ding-dong. It's like silence going there. Alright, hold on. I need to get something to drink real quick, so be right back. Alright, I am back. Oh boy. This is gonna be a very creepy one. Ding dong. Isn't that Reina-chan? She's here because it's your usual meetup time, isn't she? I looked up at the clock. It was 5 minutes past my time to meet with Reina. Keiichi, shouldn't you take a few days off from school? You're right. Thanks for being so considerate. I rose from my seat. I went to the entrance to greet Reina. Here we go. Good morning. We're going to school as a group starting today, so you can't be late. That's right. If we, the ones farthest away, were to be late, the younger kids on the way there would be waiting for us. I think I'm going to take some time off from school. Okay. Reina answered shortly, nodding. I think you should do whatever is best for you, Keiji-kun. So you don't need to feel that you're weak or anything. Oh yeah, some of these days I'm usually bummed out at times. Oh, and here, it's a notice they're sending around. Could you give it to your mom? I think it has a lot of important announcements in it. I took the notice. There were a lot more pages than normal. The one on top announced the disappearance of the mayor, Rika-chan and Satoko, and that they wanted any information about them. It made my heart ache. Oh, really? Whatever it is, it's pretty crazy. Alright. The police are looking as best they can too. They'll find them for sure. Just be patient. Okay? If you say so. Reina said, smiling in an attempt to give me courage. Rather than that though, her smile looked like it was because she herself wanted to believe they were safe. Reina, you're not going to question me? Nope. Reina, you know, don't you? About that night, Do you mean when you snuck into the ritual storehouse? I was speechless for a moment, but then I bit my lip, made up my mind, and nodded a little. So it's all out in the open. Really, I shouldn't do bad things like that. Michan was really mad. So she was upset. I suppose she would have been. I don't think she was as angry about you sneaking in there, though, as much as about you hiding it from her. Maybe, Kei-chan. Maybe you should have told her yourself and apologized. I should have told her myself and apologized. Why didn't he? No, it's going to be so scary. What the fuck? And apologized. Oh man, that troubled me. Oh god. What the heck do I get on Twitter? Alrighty. I don't even know what's going on. It's a talk about candy. Delicious. That troubled me. Anyway. Just 1 week ago, I did something that I myself should have apologized to Mion for. I'd hurt her badly. However, I hadn't realized that at all. Plus, with all the confusion that Shion's appearance had brought, I still hadn't been able to talk to Mion about it. Reina, you're right. I never realized anything until you tell me. Let's see, all the confusion I brought, I talked to Mion about it. I didn't realize that, blah blah blah. Keiji-kun, hypothetically, if you had admitted you'd done something wrong right away and apologized to Michan, I wonder if Rika-chan and Satoko-chan wouldn't have had to disappear. Exactly. I couldn't answer right away. I couldn't admit to that. Wasn't Reina telling me right now, though, that I should have admitted to my crime sooner than before? If I had done that and apologized, would things not have gone in such a horrible direction? That really depends. such a horrible direction. Boy, oh boy. Reina's eyes were filled with kindness, but they weren't naive enough to forgive me for keeping silent, and they stared fixedly into my own. Yeah, you're right. If I had admitted my crime sooner, then Rika-chan and Satoko wouldn't have had to die or disappear. Smack! The palm of Reina's hand slapped me in the cheek. I stood there unmoving, my head still tilted in the direction I'd been hit. It didn't hurt at all. I don't think that anyone has scolded you, Keiichi-kun. So, I'll scold you in their place, okay? I pressed a hand to my cheek, now warm with embarrassment, and quietly stared down at Reina's feet. Going somewhere you're not allowed to go was a very bad thing to do. Do you understand that? Uh-huh. Answer me with a yes, Keiichi-kun. Yes. Also, what's even worse, you didn't admit to having done something so bad. You should never do anything bad in the first place, but not admitting to it or apologizing for it is much, much worse. Yes, I was wrong. For a few moments, Reina stared at me silently and intently, as if gauging my remorse. Then, finally, the tension in her face softened and she smiled. Okay then, it's about time. I should be going. Alright. Be sure to give the notes to your mom, okay? Also, warn her not to go out to pass it on after it gets dark. If you say so. I don't know how that's gonna go. Oh man. I just get a bad feeling on this one. I bent down to pick up the notice, which I dropped when she slapped me. The pages had come out of the clasp and were now making a mess on the floor. I gathered them up one by one. My hand stopped at a single, more light-hearted page, with peaceful sentences dancing on it. We still have plenty of homemade soy sauce in stock. Feel free to come to the Sonozaki house if you want some. What is this? I picked up the page and scanned the rest of it. They were stockpiling high-quality soy sauce they got from faraway relatives in the Akita prefecture. They had gotten a big shipment recently. They couldn't use it all, so they wanted anyone who wanted some of it to feel free to come over, is what it said. As a P.S., it said it arrived in barrels, and to please bring a 2-liter bottle or other container for it. That's how it tied together. If you need some soy sauce, then you would go to the Sonozaki house, Reina. Did you know all along? Yeah, I knew. Reina had already been suspicious of Mion as soon as she noticed that the big bottle of soy sauce was missing. Rika-chan had taken the bottle and gone to Mion's house, and there she was erased. Rika-chan wasn't coming back, so Satoko called to Mion's house since she knew where she had gone, and then Satoko got called there as well. That meeting on the day the mayor disappeared, didn't Oishi-san say that the 3 families participated in it? The 3 families would include the Sonozaki family. Didn't he also say that the current leader was really old, so her hair, Mion, frequently stood in for her at public appearances? While the mayor was returning from the shrine, Mion called out and stopped him. She talked to him and invited him to their house, and then she made him disappear. It was probably even simpler to make Shion disappear. Shion was part of the Sonozaki family. They probably knew exactly what she was doing at all times. I'm sure they even knew her part-time job schedule too. Thinking back, wasn't that Angel Mort store managed by the Sonozaki family? part-time job schedule to blah. Setting up an ambush for there wouldn't have been any trouble at all. I'm going to Mion. I'll go apologize. I'm going to have to put an end to everything. Mion probably won't forgive me easily, but I'll go and ask her not to sacrifice anyone else. With that decided, there was no need for me to be lazing around here. I put on my shoes and slipped past Reina to exit the house, when she stopped me. I'm going too. Reina, shouldn't you go to school? This is way more important than school. Reina, you shouldn't come. If you get wrapped up in this too, then I think I might actually go crazy. Reina didn't move her arm, which was blocking my way. If Keiichi-kun disappeared as well, then I think I might actually go crazy too, so I won't let you go alone. Reina argued boldly as tears welled up in her eyes. I saw them and I knew the strength of her resolve. All right, let's go. Thank you, Reina. Reina nodded slightly but firmly, and finally let down the arm blocking me. Let's go to Mion's house. I'll apologize for the crimes I've committed. Then we'll put an end to these twisted days. After that, I'll pray that once more we can return to those fun, lively days. With Reina following me, I left the house. In front of the house, there was a car waiting. It was Oishi-san. Hey, good morning, my Bara-san. To you too, Ryugu-san. Together so early in the morning? You make me jealous. Oh, wow. What a truly praiseworthy man he was. If he had been lying in wait so early in the morning just to pressure me into talking. On this morning, though, maybe this was actually a good opportunity. You're from the police. Oh, have I not introduced myself to you, Ryugu-san? Please excuse my rudeness. My name is Oishi from the Okonomiya Police Department. I already know that guy. Pleased to meet you. Are we telling Oishi-san? Yeah. I think my palm is enough punishment for your crime, Keiichi-kun, but we should leave Mi-chans to these people. Pain and sadness. I looked down as those emotions built up in my heart. We have something to tell you, Oishi-san. Oh, now. What about? Should we stand here and talk, or go inside the car? In the car, please. I only continued to look down weakly. All I could do was to be thankful for how dependable Reina was. Alright, let's go in the car then. At Reina's urging, I revealed everything to Oishi-san. The latter, while making sure to throw in murmurs that he was paying attention every now and then, took notes. We continued that way for a while. How do you feel? Don't you feel a lot better now that you've told me? Oishi-san asked this while scratching his head with his ballpoint pen. Of course I don't feel better. The price that had been paid up until now for me not owning up to my crimes had been so immense. But as long as that payment wasn't returned, the load on my chest could never be removed. His radio started to emit static. Buzz, buzz. This is Kumatani. Oishi-san, over. Yes, hello? This is Oishi. We got news a few minutes ago that she's been absent from school. No movement at the Sonozaki house. Our target is still on the premises. Yes, good. Keep a close watch out. Roger that. Cars 3 and 7 just arrived for support, and we've returned to base. Also, I think the division chief is looking for you, Oishi-san. He keeps annoying me too, even though I keep telling him I'm trying to get in touch with you. What should I do? If you're hard-pressed for an answer, tell him you're actually under orders not to wake me from my morning nap. Wow, got it. Biz. The radio grew silent. Sorry about that. It was about work. He just said there was no movement at the Sonozaki house, didn't he? Oh my, did it sound like that to you? This won't do. Please, keep that a secret, alright? I don't have permission from the division chief to be making private inquiries like this. Oishi-san had suspected Mion for a long time. Nor for questioning witnesses or for searching houses. We don't have permission for anything, really. The Sonozaki House's defenses said to protect the family members are also in full working condition. Without a warrant, we can't do anything about anything. Unless the crime happens right in front of us. Oishi-san, could you be... Reina's tone of voice alone was enough to make her spite clear as she stared at Oishi-san. You can't set foot in the Sonozaki house. Were you trying to get Keiichi-kun to go in there instead? Reina, that's... What do you mean? This person, just as I thought, he plays really dirty. Stop, you're hurting my reputation. That said, I'm all ears to your explanation, okay? Oishi-san lit a cigarette and responded to Reina, wearing an expression implying he was calm and willing to let her comment slide. You can't get a warrant, but you've always had your eyes on Michan because you thought she was suspicious. Yes? You plotted to incite Keiichi-kun and have him go to the Sonozaki house. Then, if something were to happen to him, you would have used that as an excuse to go in. Isn't that right? I only understood about half of what Reina was saying. I knew, however, that Oishi-san had been trying to use me. Even if Keiichi-kun got hurt as a result, have you no shame? Is this how the police do things? My. It seems we have an incredible detective on our hands. Oh my. Would you be interested in taking our exam? I'd gladly write a recommendation letter to get you into the detective division. You know, I would like to see Reina as a detective. That'll be amazing. You're despicable. Reina spoke quietly, her words dripping with hostility. I've been insulted in all kinds of ways in my life, but one or two words from a young girl is always the roughest for me. Even so, I suppose I should thank you for not arresting Michan yet. Don't mention it. Oishi-san seemed to be enjoying his exchange with Reina. The things this man thought were like a swamp. I could barely see past the surface. It reminded me again of how much I disliked him. Now then, as two esteemed friends of Mion Sonozaki-san, what do you plan on doing now? Will you wait kindly for me to go over the evidence and request a warrant? No, we won't wait for that. We'll go and make Michan surrender herself. That's right. If she turned herself in rather than be arrested, she might get a lighter sentence. At this point, perhaps this was the only pity I could find it in me to afford her. I see. I wonder if it will go that well. If you're careless, you too may face danger, you know. Oishi-san was measuring our resolve, so in a strong voice I declared, We're fully prepared. Oishi-san gave us an unpleasant, yet seemingly satisfied grin. It was then that I realized this man was trying to use us for his own convenience. If anything should happen to us, use that as an excuse, though my greatest hope is that you will surround the place so that the criminal can't get away. Ryugu-san, you're good at negotiating too. I'm throwing in the towel. I surrender. What are you talking about? If the policemen surround Michan's house, then that will be insurance for the worst case scenario. For the worst case. Plus, it would be another way of pressuring Mion to give herself up, wouldn't it? Oishi to Kuma-chan. Oishi to Kuma-chan. This is Kumatani. Go ahead. Our two friends are going to play at the Sonozaki house. Make arrangements so that we can reinforce them if needed. Roger. Bzz. Their altogether too short conversation implied that our questioning was already a part of their plans. Then, let's get going. Want to buy some tea biscuits on the way there? Neither Reina nor I went along with Oishi-san's stupid joke. Wow. Oishi stopped the car at the place where we always waited for Mion. Come to think of it, I'd never been to Mion's house before. I've only heard that it's right down this road. This is as far as I can take you. According to our information, there are quite a few security cameras set up on the premises. Still, don't worry. I've got a bunch of youngsters ready and waiting to slip past them and go in. We'll be monitoring the inside with a one-way mic, so if you two give a loud scream, we'll know right away. Yeah, sure. We'll persuade her for sure, so please be ready for her to turn herself in. In both our eyes was determination. It was the only method available to us for lightening the sins of our good friend. Be plenty careful, you hear? You probably don't believe in right now, but I don't want you two being sacrificed if at all possible. You're right about that. With that rude response, we left the car. Alright. The clanging humidity and voices of the cicadas greeted us. I never have expected this would be happening today. Let's go, Keiichi-kun. Reina took the lead and began to walk. Down the road I'd never been. Reina, you've been to Mion's house before, right? Yeah, a few times. It's a really big house. You could fit a mountain into their backyard, too. You can pick mushrooms and stuff. Though there are fences everywhere. Oh, I'm a little bit out of it right now. There are fences everywhere. Big enough to fit a mountain. That was amazing. One of the three families controlling Hinamizawa, and the head family of the Sonozaki clan. Perhaps there was something to be said about its magnitude. Oh, let's see, what do we got here? The path continued onward, level and uneventful. There were metal fences along its edges, and beyond them were woods with trees growing thickly. I never seen this part, did I? Let me see here. I mean, it looks like some sort of forest I've never seen. Looks like a good background, that's for sure. Trees growing thickly. The fences were high. The tops of them bent inwards, sticking out like sharp spears. Plus there was dangerous-looking barbed wire wrapping them. Holy shit. The heck am I looking into? Some castle or something? Barbed wire wrapping them. No one could look at them and not feel intimidated. In addition, there were signboards hung up here and there along the fence. Private property of the Sonozaki family. Entrance forbidden. Beware of venomous snakes. Active security cameras. Intruders will be charged an entry fee of 1 million yen. Holy shit, man. Good lord. No wonder I can't visit my friend's house. This forest, or should I say mountain, is this all their yard? It's more like their domain. As you can see, it's private property, but nobody maintains it. The forest isn't really the kind that you can go hiking in. She could say that again. It really did feel like a neglected savage woodland. It was dark and damp, and certainly not a forest that made you want to go for a nice walk. Maybe that's just what happens when a landowner has too much land. Like Oishi-san said, there were security cameras hung up all over the place, though they had been weathered by wind and rain, casting doubts as to whether they were even functional. I wonder if Mion is watching us as we come to her. I don't think she is. The only people living in Michan's house are generally her and her grandma, after all. There's nobody to watch the cameras. What a useless security system. Unless they have bodyguards in there. Well, Michan's father seems like a pretty tough person to get along with, so whenever everyone in the family is getting together, the cameras are apparently working properly. That's right. Mion's father. He was a big shot Yakuza, wasn't he? Reina smoothly danced around the answer as she explained. Alright, so we're at the gate. I'm gonna save again, because after all, I think we are at the front of the house after all. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys later. Have a good one.